What's going on? What's
What's
up,
up,
y'all?
everybody?
Hey, it's the
What's happening?
WTF family. Hey, Mr. WTF and Coach Dimitri. We have a
Let's do
special
it.
guest waiting in the green room backstage, Mr. Bockarie. Mr. Bockarie. Hey,
Woo.
I know y'all see this title from Marine to Mogul. I had the pleasure of speaking with him just for a few minutes before we jumped on the air. And hey, y'all, I actually had to stop the pre-interview talk because there's too many
Yeah,
gems being dropped. I had to go ahead and stop it for the
we
regular
should have
show.
recorded that.
Yeah, we should have. But y'all, the brother E is going to introduce this brother. He is a wonderful spirit, very positive guy, and he
Absolutely.
just vibes well with all the other previous guests that we've had here on the WTF podcast. His name is Mr. Bockarie, and I'll let E go ahead and introduce him. He has some highlights that he want to run through.
Yeah, and shout out to my guy Bockarie. One thing I'm gonna say about him is we're part of a few of similar networks with a lot of common people, especially mentors and different leaders. But one thing about him is he supports the show. He supports the YouTube channel, the Facebook, the IG. My man is always commenting. He's sharing videos out there. He's just super dope with his support. And he asked to be on the show, and I just felt this vibe, like the brother got some good energy and everything. That I did some research on him, and hey, he's solid, man.
Yeah.
And he got a lot of charisma, and I like that about him. But my guy Bockarie, we got a few little accolades. Number one that we got to point out is that he retired at 39 years old. We're going to talk about these things
I
once I
thought he
go
was
a little
39 when
deeper.
I was talking to him. I'm like, this brother look pretty young. I don't know how you
Right.
retired at 30. How old is he now?
Hey, we got to find that out because I know he can't be much older, but I
Right.
don't
Yeah.
know. Hey, maybe man know the fountain of youth. But he's from Rochester, New York City. He and his wife owns a real estate agencies. He's in the life insurance game. He's a motivational speaker, ex-Marine, mentor to the young men. You know we love that. Born and raised in New York, currently in Florida. But my guy got a message out here. He got something to say how he became a mogul from a Marine. So let's bring my guy Bockarie to the stage. My guy, what's good, King? What's
Bockarie,
good?
what's up,
Well,
brother?
well, thank you, brothers. I appreciate it. How you gentlemen doing?
Hey, it's
Oh
a
man,
blessing, bro. We're doing
amazing,
good.
bro, amazing. Hey, we just
Wonderful.
brought you in, man. You got to hear that on the replay, because yeah, we gave you big energy, and that's what we do here at the WTF
Yeah, appreciate that.
Mentoring Academy. What's the formula podcast? Like, man, what you do with young people with how to become, how to retire at 39, because we gotta touch that.
Yeah, yeah.
Everybody's like, how you don't even look 39 right now, but we got a few things we want to jump
That's a
into,
good
bro. But
thing.
here's something that we always do with all of our guests, because you know how some of our listeners, they don't watch till the end, and most people will give their hooks at the end. So we let you hook at the beginning. So if you got a website, if you
Okay.
got projects coming up, groups, whatever you got, this
All
is
right.
your time. Pitch all your stuff. Make sure the people know where to find
Yeah, so you can find me at Meet Bockarie, Jombor, excuse me, meetbockarie.com. And what I have on there is all of my social media platforms where you can reach out to me on. Additionally, you can get my contact information from there, all my email addresses, my phone number, and weekly, you can just go to, the link, click on there. I have a YouTube channel, literally my personal YouTube channel, Bockarie Jombor, and you can find me on Instagram by the same, and LinkedIn. Again, you click that link right there, that's on the screen right before you, and you'll find me all over the social media platforms. So if you like to connect with me, you can reach out to me there. I'm always disseminating empowering content, motivational content, economic content. Those are the two key focuses right there that I focus on, is your mindset, because I believe that we live the way we think. So I want to thank you, E,
you.
for the opportunity, and to meet you for the opportunity. Thank you so much, brothers.
No
Absolutely. Yeah.
doubt, man. You
Yeah,
already dropping bars. What
man.
was that? What was that? What you said about mindset? I gotta write that one down, man. That was a good one. We all about mindset on this show.
Yes,
And
sir.
yeah, Dimitri, you want to jump in, or you want me to
Yeah.
just keep rocking, bro?
Yeah. Let me go ahead and jump in, man, real quick. So Bakri, as our first question, as our first icebreaker, let's go ahead and jump straight into what is your formula for success. This is the What's the Formula podcast. So we start every podcast off with what is everybody's formula to their success, whatever you consider to be success, whether it be financially, spiritually, any other measure that you would consider to be success. What is your formula to be able to attain that success?
Yes, love that question. Thank you for that question. As I aforementioned, E asked me that question, what did I say again? So I'm gonna drop that jewel again, is that we live the way we think. You know, so anybody knows anything about wealth, as you gentlemen know, you guys are definitely big advocates for mindset on here. That's one thing I love about the program. That's why I requested to come on, because I love what you gentlemen are doing. Is that you have to have the mindset, you know, and the reason why I say we live the way we think, because everything goes along with a thought. You know, even when you're dealing with being a clean person, it's because of the way you think. You know, whether it's you being neat when the way you dress, it's the way you think. You know what I'm saying? So it's no way around the mindset, because your mindset is what gives you that direction that you need to go in your life. So how I got onto the path that I am right now is by obtaining that mindset. You know, what I like to say is that, you know, you learn, you apply, and then you earn. You know, I know that a lot of times people say note takers are money makers. I disagree, because a lot of people, they know what they need to do, but they don't do it. Right. You know, so that's how I was able to become successful, because it's my faith. You know, first of all, you got to have that confidence, because if you don't believe in yourself, not only in the supreme creator, the one who blessed us, but you got to believe in you too, you know. And so it's believing, having that faith, because if you don't believe, if you doubt, you'll never take that step. So, you know, I have the confidence, but I'm confident is because of what I know. And because of what I know has been proven over the years, I'm confident in the fact it's going to work, because it's not something that's new. It's been proven time and time again. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, as a dealer, as relates to investing, as relates to real estate, you know, and entrepreneurship, you know, if you do it right, it's just been proven that it will bless you, man. So that's how I was able to become successful, and also just making sure that the customers and the clients feel like VIPs, man. You know, without the people, the vision perish.
Yes,
You know, and I say that because if you have a singer without a listener, where would they be? If you have, you know, a author without a reader, where would they be? So there's no way possible you can be successful without people, man. So you got to always put the people first and understand that you're a servant to them.
Very, very well said, my brother.
Man.
Hey,
that servant leadership is major, man, and I hark on that, because a lot of people see things differently. But what I know for a fact is, when you serve people, great things are going to happen to you.
Yeah.
And when you treat people bad, certain things are going to happen to them too. Like, you know, we've seen it. We see P. Diddy in the news every day. Like, oh yeah, you blew up, but it's gone now. Like, you know, they coming at you. So you can't make so much or get so successful where you forget about the people who helped you get there. So that's why I always believe in being a servant leader, man, and serving the people. And that's what I'm hearing you talk about, and making sure you said they have a VIP experience. I love that. Yes. I wish more of our entrepreneurs would feel that way, because you know how it is. Some are just out for the bag. And hey, I'm an advocate for the bag. Don't get me wrong. I am definitely an advocate, but you don't have to. Being kind is free. That's why I tell everybody, being kind don't cost you nothing. If you think, what does it cost you? Just be nice to people. So, hey, I love that, bro. And I wanted to touch on that because it's critical. Now, let me ask you something. You drop so much when it comes to this mindset, because, you know, some people mind be set to the wrong frequency, and they still call it mindset, but they don't realize that, a broke clock is right twice a day. So you could be set to the wrong thing. So how do you, what's your formula to getting your mindset to where it is right now? Because a lot of us go backwards and we waver and we do the double dutch. I might do this, I might do that. But in order to get your mindset right, what's your formula on a daily basis? Like what does Bockarie wake up to? How do you format your whole day? Do you journal? Some of those are part of the formula that we're talking about. And we really want to give the people some daily habits that they can do to really get that mindset right. And then we're going to jump into some of your mogul ways and talk about some of the things you got going on. But what does a day for Bockarie look like on a typical day?
Thank you for that question. I pray and I meditate literally every day, no exaggeration. Prayer and meditation is a part of my life, especially coming from the street background, so I have to stay grounded, and I have to set my mind in the right place, and again, when you set your mind in the right place, it'll take you to the right place, right? So the way you start out your day is what paves the way. And so I like to make sure that I start out my day with some positive affirmations, prayer. I'm also listening to content because music has, you talked about it, that frequency, that vibration. I love when you talked about that, brother. So I make sure I set the atmosphere listening to some wonderful lyrical content. You know what I'm saying? It's a brother called Free Soul that I listen to. It's another group called Chris and T that I listen to. And these brothers are on a positive frequency, man. They're talking positive things, and even the lyrics, believe it or not, actually sets the mind right, So that's what I do, man. And I make sure, that I drink my water. I make sure I exercise. I work out, literally, no lie. I work out Sunday, Monday, I work out Tuesday, take a break on Wednesday, Thursday and Friday, I'm back at it again, so I make sure I eat right, and I make sure I put positive things in my spirit so I can live right.
That's what's up. Yes,
man,
that's
fire, man.
Those are good practical steps. Go ahead, E. I didn't want to cut you.
No, I wanted to touch on this retirement at 39 because everything that he said is dope. And bro, when you said you retired at 39, I'm talking about what he retired today. What you mean 39? You acting like that was 10 years ago or something like. So is that the exercise and the drinking of the water, the meditation, that physical health is critical, man. But so tell us, if you care to, how you retired at 39 and where you are and age and just let's touch on that because that's dope and that's very impressive. And I want to hear that.
I'm excited, man. I love that question. Thank you so much for that question, E. Well, I retired in 2015. And how I was able to retire is I had a financial advisor that gave me advice. And that's where the apply, the learn, apply, earn comes in at. Because when I used that formula, when I did all the above, that's what put me in a position for me to be retired. Let me be more specific. Budgeting. Because I wasn't where I am today. I wasn't an entrepreneur during that time. So I literally retired before I actually became an entrepreneur by financial information, So what I did was I brought down my debt and that brought in more income. Now, how old am I now, family? A lot of you probably wondering, what I'm saying? I am 47 years old. My birthday is in August of this year. I'll be turning 48 years old. So I've been retired going on 9 years. This year be 9 years since I have been retired, man. So,
Congratulations, brother.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate
you, Dimitri age.
Y'all the same age. Actually, you and E.
Right. That's great, bro. I'm 48. Hey, I'm right there with you, man.
Okay.
Them 76 babies. So.
Oh yeah, 76 stand up.
By centennial. But no, that's dope, man. So help some of the listeners out there, man. When you talk about opportunities and getting a mentor, getting an advisor, and just if I was a young person wanting to become an entrepreneur, even if I was the young Bockarie, what would you tell the young Bockarie if he was a 21-year-old just getting into being an entrepreneur, what type of
Hmm.
advice would you give someone that was just starting out?
Wonderful. I would first ask them, about their business. How did they establish their business? Because business structure, that business acumen is very, very, very important. Making sure that they have their business uh, structured to where they are fundable. So I would give them a series of questions like, hey, did you register your business with the state? Do you have your articles of organization? Do you have a business plan? Do you have a bank account? You understand what I'm saying? Do you have business credit? Because see, what had caused us to struggle a little in our business before we actually started making six figures was because we didn't have the business credit. We didn't have the working capital that we needed in order to fund our business to make more money. So I would ensure that all of the above are taken care of, because that's another thing that people get striked out on, is just that they're not bankable. And a lot of us don't know what bankable looks like, right? So I would see if that individual is in the proper bankable protocol, if you will.
That's a new one, Dimitri. Bankable. I
Bankable,
ain't
yeah.
heard that one on here yet, man.
That's a dope term, yeah.
Yeah, I like that term for sure. But no, yeah, making sure that structure is in place.
Absolutely.
And you know what? That's the easy part. Most people forget and they don't set up right. Guess who knows? I do, because I didn't set it up right when I first started with my first business. And yeah, I wonder why I struggled so much. And it was because it's just like building a house. If you build it on sand, you got to dig real deep to make it stand, because you can't build it on the surface of the sand because it'll blow down every time. And I was just going surface level. So, definitely going deep and making sure that you got the correct infrastructure, because the storms are coming. It's gonna be it's gonna be some winds come your way.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's a fact. That is a fact, man. And making sure that even for your business, you keep your debt down, because a lot of people, they get told, oh, your business credit, it don't show up on your personal credit. But what a lot of people don't know is that your business credit is like your personal credit. So if you max out your business credit, your score go down too, because they look at your business credit score when you're dealing with the business side, when you're dealing with a bank. You see? But people, they get these falsehoods. You know what I'm saying? Oh, it don't show up on your personal. That's not true, because the banks will still look at your utilization. Utilization still affects you even on your business credit side. It just affects you on your business credit side. But that's just something I wanted to put out there. A lot of people don't talk about.
For sure. Yeah. That's really good information, because a lot of people tend to start businesses thinking that they're separate and they can run up the, tab on the business side and it's not going to affect them. So, that's definitely good information to for every aspiring entrepreneur to be conscious of, is to, always be fiscally responsible on both the personal and the business side. And one thing
I concur.
And one thing I was going to kind of backtrack into was the ex-Marine part of your history.
No, we don't say ex.
Okay. So once a Marine, always a Marine.
There you go. See, now you're talking. Now you're talking right.
I got you. Okay, for sure. So since you're still a Marine,
I'm gonna be technical. We say former.
Former. Okay, I got you. All right. So as a former Marine, and I'm pretty sure those habits are still ingrained within your DNA to some extent. Can you give the audiences some tips or like some actionable items that you learned as a Marine that helped you to retire early and to help you build successful businesses?
Well, let me be honest with you, man. My structure didn't come from the Marine Corps. It came from home.
What?
We got to set the record straight.
Okay.
It was the boot camp of my mama, Dale Bradley, and my grandmother, Esther Allen, and my grandfather, Fred Allen. That's where my structure came from. It wasn't the boot camp. It
Shout out to the elders. Yeah,
You know
shout
what I'm
out to
saying?
L.
That's the reason why it was so easy for me to be able to integrate into the military side, because I already had discipline, because I had that structure before I went in. Matter of fact, my mother, I had been working ever since I was 15. You know, I had been buying my own clothes, my own shoes. I had to pay for the phone bill. You understand what I'm saying? I had to take care of myself. So it wasn't the military, man.
No,
It wasn't the military. But you know, I will say this, because when I wasn't in the military, I wasn't a supervisor. Now, what helped me with my leadership skills was them putting me out there in a moral position. Because now I have to be honest with you all. Now, I used to be a gangster when I was a teenager, but I was leading people the wrong way. You see what I'm saying? So I learned how to lead people the right way in the Marine Corps. You know, to have honor, courage, and commitment. Those are the Marine Corps values. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, I learned how to structure myself in a more disciplined, moral manner when I was in the Marine Corps. And how did that help me when I got into the civilian world? Is by homing in on better people skills. When you gangster, you move a little different. it don't work. It don't work in a more civil environment. You understand? You know, but that gave me more of a better structure as it relates to how to take care of my people in a more civil manner.
Good deal. Good deal. Yes, that's a very interesting point that you made, and that's something that me and E had a revelation about as of recently, as far as who we're targeting with our mentorship. Because many times we were looking to, get kids when they're on the back half of, getting prepared to leave home. But since you said that your discipline stemmed from you and your household at an early age, that gives us more encouragement to get these kids or even get their parents on board with the program that the WTF is spreading, which is helping everybody win through focus and focusing in on, one thing at a time, whether it's discipline or different habits or whatever the case is. It's important to have those habits established at home first before you go out into the real world and, being able to interact with other people like that. So that's a very good distinction, and I shouldn't have assumed that the military or the Marines gave you that discipline. But thank you.
No, it's okay. I just wanted to set the record straight, because a lot of people really think that my structure came from that, and I can't blame you for that, because of us coming from broken homes. So how can I blame you for thinking when majority of our parents are not in their right minds, right? Because I come from the inner city. So I'm not going to act like I've been this person all my life, because that's not my story. I came from a broken family. You understand? But my mother made sure that I would be raised better than she is.
That's right.
My grandmother made sure that I was raised right, that my atmosphere wouldn't be my life.
Dope.
And so they instilled that structure in me to let me know that I didn't have to be a product of my environment. And that's the reason why, brothers, I didn't accept it. And I always say this: what you accept is what you get. If you accept where you are, if that's your expected end, if you expect your life to end right there, that's where it's going to end. And because of what my elders instilled in me, I seen myself beyond the hood. That's just the truth. I never seen me staying on welfare. I never seen me living in the inner city, living in the midst of all that chaos. They wanted me to get out of there. And I appreciate them for that, man, because I promise to goodness, brothers, I lie not. I never seen me staying in the hood. I never seen it.
Man,
I
that's
always
a nightmare.
seen me doing greater things. And that's why I always talk about mindset. Because my thought process and my work ethic married with both, and my faith, is called manifestation.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Preach.
And that's what happened.
Yeah.
That's dope, man. Yeah, because we just had a live that got.
I was just thinking about that.
But we were talking about knowledge and imagination and visualization what's so important, because we know a bunch of people. You all know a bunch. Everybody listening to this and watching this know a lot of people who are very knowledgeable. But you can have all the knowledge in the world. If your mindset isn't right and your work ethic isn't in alignment with that mindset, you're gonna lack, and you're just gonna know a whole bunch and remain in a state of lack. And then here's the crazy part about that. Then we gonna defend our lack and tell you why we lacking and why we're comfortable with the lack. I don't get it, and that's a whole mindset trip for a lot of people. It's not about who knows the most. It's not. Most people that know the most don't make any type of great decisions. They just follow the hamster wheel.
Yes.
And they're so indecisive because we gotta analyze, and analysis paralysis is set in, and then you just keep going, and then we buy into this retirement bull crap, which is a good transition and segue into the life insurance game, because you mentioned Mr. Mitchell and us speaking down in Atlanta at the event.
Yeah,
so I know you do
I
a
listen
lot
to
of,
all of them.
yeah, appreciate that.
No, brother.
But the life insurance game, man, tell the people, why you chose that and why they should choose it.
Wow, man. I greatly appreciate that question, because I don't know if some of you remember that comedian AJ who played on Friday. When he transitioned, the female that he was involved with was soliciting for resources to bury the brother. And I also had a friend that wanted to partner with us, who wanted to come on a team. And before she was able to even do this, and what I'm saying is a true story. I don't sell life insurance. Let me be clear. I present people with opportunities for them to create and transfer wealth via life insurance. So I want to make sure that that's understood, and before she joined the team, she ended up transitioning. And then her niece inboxed me because she knew that she worked with us and was soliciting for funds. What am I saying? I'm saying that I recognize that life insurance is a wealth creating, transferring tool if left in the right hands. It's more to it than life insurance. I want to be clear, because if the heir is not financially educated or disciplined, we will still continue to experience generational lack and broke instead of generational wealth. Because they're going to spend it.
Yeah.
So I just have to put that in there, brothers, because a lot of people, they talk about it, but they don't really go into that aspect about it, about how important it is to have the right beneficiary. Because you work all this time to build your kingdom, and you leave it to your irresponsible daughter or son, when the only thing they're going to do is go buy Gucci bags and Louis Vuittons, and they don't have no investment mindset, and all that sweat equity that you put into building the empire just crumble with an undisciplined heir. A lot of people don't want to talk about that.
That's true. Yeah.
It's important for financial education, but not only that, it has to be coupled with discipline.
It's a word that I'm waiting on you to say, because unless I'm hearing it wrong, but I want to make sure, because it sounds like you're saying after they get the life insurance, they pretty much need to set up a trust. Is that,
you know what? They can do that. They can do that too, because that protects it. A trust actually protects your asset. You know what I'm saying? That's true. Let's just say this. Can we? I like to keep it real.
100.
It's so easy for people to fake it if grandpa say they need to take a course to get the money. What does that have to do with their managerial skills just because they just learned something? You have to watch their behavior with money. A course isn't going to change that. They'll sit right there. If this is what I got to do to get that meal, I'm going to sit through this. And And then you know what that grandchild gonna do, your daughter, your son gonna do? They're gonna go right out there and splurge it.
Man,
You have to entrust resources in their hands before you do that. That's not how they prove themselves because they just learned something. They prove themselves by how they conduct themselves with their financial behaviors. That's what I teach.
Okay.
So yeah, those are, man, I didn't even think about that side of it, and it's very important to understand who you're passing your, legacy down to, your hard-earned, efforts down to. As far as the life insurance part,
Mhm.
is, they put the meaning in words, and me and Mr. WTF are really big on words here. So
Mhm.
I hear life insurance, so that lets me know, like, we've been, as people, we've been conditioned to think of life insurance as like the death benefit only.
Ah,
Like,
yes.
can you are you well versed on the life
Yes,
benefit
I'm
part of it?
licensed. I'm licensed, man.
Good, good, good deal. So
I'm literally a licensed life insurance advisor.
that's what I want to know. And for the people
Mhm.
at home, could you give like a brief, like, benefit of life insurance for while you're living? Like, how can people utilize
Yes,
it while you're
cash
alive?
value. What it's called is called cash value life insurance. Either you can get an index universal life where you get a high interest depending on what company that you're with, or you get a whole life policy where you can get dividends, which is pretty much you getting a share of the company. It's a mutual company. Make sure you get a mutual company because a mutual company means that you can get a share in that company. That's where you're able to get those cash value policies from. You know what I'm saying? So mutual meaning that you actually own some stock in that company and you actually own that policy. You know what I'm saying? So please make sure again it's a mutual funding company. All right. And what that does is according to tax code 7702A, that is the code that allows the funding to be tax exempt. So you're able to get your money growing, okay, without you paying capital gains tax if you don't go over what's called a modified endowment contract. It's called a MEC. Now, if you go over that allotted, which is the allotted amount of money that the federal government allows you to have annually, without you going over that, you won't have to pay what's called capital gains tax. Now, if you don't go over that annually, okay, then you stay within that contract and you don't have to pay capital gains taxes. A lot of people don't talk about that, but you can actually overfund your policy and you can end up causing it to MEC. So if you're a person that you don't care about that, you know what I'm saying? Then of course, you're going to be fine. Now, what makes it better than a high interest bearing savings account is if you're a person that wants to stay away from being taxed. A high interest bearing savings account by itself is taxed. But now if you get an index universal life, okay, where you get high interest on it, or you get that what you call a whole life policy, if you get that and you stay within those guidelines, you won't have to pay taxes on it.
Let's go. That sounds beautiful. I'm gonna be
Everybody
hitting you up
want.
pretty soon
Yeah.
about that.
And you can grow your money. And the beautiful thing about it is if you get a loan against the money stays in there and your money keeps growing. And I say against because against and withdrawing is two different things. If you take your money out, then you just deduct it from the money you had in there. Now you don't have to pay it back. But what a lot of people don't like to talk about, and I'm a transparent life insurance advisor, okay, is that if you don't pay it back, they'll take it out of the death benefit for the beneficiary. So you don't, it's a true story, you don't have to pay it back while you're alive. But they're going to get their money now. They're not going to give you any free money. You know what I'm saying? That's how it actually gets paid back. It's from the death benefit. So say, for instance, you had $100,000 death benefit. You borrowed $20,000. You never paid it back. You as a policy owner, well, they will only get $80,000 if you never paid the $20,000 back.
Mhm.
And that's pretty much how that actually works. And it really is true. You got to build up your funds in that policy to where you can start withdrawing because there is a waiting period. You know what I'm saying? on that particular policy depending on how you fund it. If you fund it properly, your cash will grow and you're able to get a loan against that money. And the interest rate is actually better than a credit card, because the credit card 28%, 30. A lot of people like to use credit card. But when you get a loan against that, you're talking about like 5% on your money, 6% on borrowing the money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So the interest rate is even better.
And then you pay yourself back the interest rate when you take the loan out, right?
Pretty much. As you pay that policy back, you know, you definitely like paying yourself. Basically, it's like that money, it's like a revolving account. You know,
man, that's dope, man.
It's revolving.
That is crazy.
You know,
people don't know about this.
I have to say this too, because a 529 plan, it allots the child to go to college. I always encourage parents to get these. A lot of people don't know they can get a policy on their children when they're newborn. Man, listen, this is what the wealthy do, family. They take these policies out on these children, these cash policies out on these children when they're young. They fund them, and these children are going to school, going to college. Off of these policies. They're paying them a full ride to college off of these policies. And you know the beautiful thing is too, you get a loan to get some money. Now the child, right, can get a down payment on their home. Now you starting children out with a paid off vehicle. Now think about it. Now you've been putting money in there ever since they was born. Up until the time they graduated. And then this interest annually, a lot of people don't know it. Now I have to teach y'all, you know, people don't know this. It's not every month, it's annually. You get 6% annually on your money. Not monthly, annually. Even the interest on a high interest savings account is an annual thing. You know, so anyway, you put that in there and that child can literally go to college off of that policy. In fact, you can retire off of these cash value policies. No lie. It's a true story. You literally can retire off of these policies. And it's better than a 401k because, you know, you don't have all this red tape, man. You don't have this early withdrawal penalty fee. You know what I'm saying? Because there's stipulations with the 401k. You know, you pull it out too soon, you're going to get penalized twice because too early. And then and then the withdrawal fee, the interest on that.
Man, yeah, that's facts.
And then it's deferred. If you don't get the Roth, a lot of people don't know that the 401k is not, but you get the Roth IRA, you know what I'm saying? And then that's already pre-taxed.
Yeah, I don't believe in the 401k at all myself. I've had one and I done cashed them out. And they definitely tax you. I agree 1,000%. And I'm not working to retire.
Boy, they'll get you.
For the people out there that want to retire to your 401k, I just say good luck, because that dollar is losing value every day you got in that 401k, and you think it's gonna give you the life you need to retire. Hey, with inflation, I don't think so. So I tell people to invest right now.
I have to caveat on what you just said, man, because this is what I teach, because me being retired. Everybody don't have the type of pension that the military give. It's like you literally work a full-time job. So everybody don't get that. And what people have to take in consideration is what is their annual lifestyle, not just monthly, but annually, right? And why I say this, okay, if you have $1 million saved up, numbers don't lie, family, and you lived $100,000 lifestyle, do you know that your money will be gone in 10 years? If you saved it. If you had $500,000 saved up and your lifestyle is $50,000, it'd be gone in 10 years. This is the reason why Social Security, is that really going to give you security? You know, and this is why passive income is so important, man, because a lot of people don't factor this stuff in. When you retire, you're going to be making less money than what you made when you were working. So that means that you're going to need something to compensate. You don't want to just live off your savings. You want that money to stay in there and keep growing. And then if you have that passive income, that money is still staying in there growing. That's why it's so important to have that passive income coming in, because a lot of times people debt is more than their income. And that's how you end up in excessive debt. And also that's how you end up being broke.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And guess what? Everybody out there listening to this, you already know if you're trying to retire this 401k, number one, you live in check to check. Be honest, stop faking. You know you live in check to check. So you retire and you get half that check and you think you're going to be good. That don't even make sense. You live in check to check now. So why would you, so my man is dropping gems, you all. Hey, I love it because we got to get this passive income. And it's always our community, man, that's left behind. We always the last one. Like I see Asians, I see Mexicans, I see Indians, I see Africans, I see all these other cultures pooling their money, buying this, buying that. They're all living on top of each other in the house. Whereas we just, trying to have the white picket fence and live check to check and retire to a 401k. That's one of the dumbest things. I'm sorry if I'm offending anybody, but we were sold a lie on this American dream. And what's the name of the guy for Rich Dad Poor Dad? Kiyosaki.
Robert Kiyosaki.
He says savers or losers.
Mm-hmm.
He said it. I ain't say it. He said savers or losers, meaning that you have to invest.
Yeah, there we go. I was getting ready to say
you
gotta save.
now, everybody can save a little bit, but he's saying if you think you're gonna save up your money to retire, you crazy. You have to invest your money to retire. So, like my man said, life insurance, a lot of different stocks, bonds, whatever you want to get into. The cryptos, always we big on the crypto. But it's something else that you do, bro, because, the financial piece is great. But you and your wife have a real estate company. Mm-hmm. Like, man, I don't know, bro. Like,
my wife was able to come off her job because of real estate.
Do you have like what do they call them ones that where they clone somebody? How you doing all this? Like, come on, bro. You got to give us the secret. Like, how you doing the life insurance, the real estate, the motivation? Yeah. Like, it's impressive, bro. So, let's talk about the real estate with the wife.
Okay. Yeah. Wonderful, man. Yeah. My wife, she was able to, and she actually, leveraged, her 401k, for her to her Roth one, to be able to get the properties free and clear, man. So when we initially started, we actually started out with free and clear properties, which brought us more income in, because there's no mortgage on it, So now, you're able to collect more money from the property because you're not paying the mortgage. Like a lot of people like to cap when it comes to real estate. I don't cap. We do this in real life. You really going to really make the money. The most you're going to get is really out of one that's really free and clear. Don't get me wrong. You can get a multifamily and you can cash out on it. But a lot of people don't like to talk about, the expenses that goes along with a rental property too. So, and then you got, annual taxes, even if it's, paid off, you still got to deal with property taxes annually. You got to still save for maintenance, so you got to make sure that you factor that in too on the real estate side. So, yeah, man, a part of that reason was why she's able to come out. We also are in the e-commerce space too. So forgive me if I didn't mention that, but with a combination of the e-commerce, the combination of the actual real estate, it literally enabled my wife to be able to be self-employed. And for me, it was just additional income because I was already retired. So everything I get now is just, how you got the A and then you got the A plus. Well, that added the plus to it.
You said e-commerce. Touch on that. Mm-hmm. What you mean when you say some of our listeners and watchers, they might not even know what that means?
Well, if you shop on Amazon, that's pretty much electronic, commerce. You know what I'm saying? So, it's pretty much just an online store. So anybody that shop online, that's exactly what e-commerce is. If you buy any books, clothing, shoes, anything offline like that, a currency for exchange of goods, that's e-commerce. And in our first year, no cap, you know, we actually monetized on 2020 when, you know, the pandemic happened, right?
COVID.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? The COVID, you know, so what we did was we monetized on that, you know, with the PPE because there wasn't a lot of that out there at the time, man. And so that literally, I lie not to you, put us in a position to make six figures. Our first year in business online, we got the bank statements to prove it. We got the tax, we got the tax documents to prove it.
I know that's right.
Uncle
You know
Sam
what I'm
gotta
saying?
have
I know
his.
that's right.
You got
Yeah.
the tax documents to prove it too, man. You know, you get a different tax bracket, you start seeing them six figures, man. You start like, oh my God, you know what I'm saying? You be making all that money, but you know, you got to pay for taxes on that money.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But anyway, man, you know, we really did, man. We just pretty much took advantage of the opportunity, and you know, we monetized on it, man. And we got blessed by providing the service, supply and demand. You know, a lot of people like nurses and doctors and stuff, they was having issues with finding it, man. So we got blessed to be able to find a supplier that gave them what they needed. You know what I'm saying? And so that's actually how we started. And then when everybody started going back to work, then we started monetizing heavily on our clothing that we provided the need for.
Nice. Sweet. So yeah, what I was gonna ask before we kind of got into this topic, but I'm gonna kind of backtrack a little bit, is I know you kept mentioning you retired at 39 and your wife
Right.
essentially is self-employed, which is great. So what is your definition of retirement? Because this is blanket statement like, hey, I'm trying to retire, I'm trying to quit my job, but we all know that we need some type of income, right? So
Right.
it seems like you still have a job, but you actually like it. It's something that you created, right? So it's like most people think that, okay, retirement is me sitting at home watching TV all day or me going on vacation for half of the year. What is your definition of retirement?
Well, for me, man, it's pretty much you being on your own terms, living your life, man. You know, having that financial freedom for you to be able to live your life the way that you want to. You know what I'm saying? But you're right. I am self-employed. Yes. I mean, that's true. But I'm on my own terms.
That's
It's
right.
not a job. Even
Yeah.
the government, you know what I'm saying? They don't call it a job. You literally are self-employed. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? You pay self-employed taxes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know, so you know, even the government considers self-employed. So that's exactly what I am.
That's what's
No,
up.
that's right.
But you know, the thing is, I still am retired. It's just that here's how I look at it. Why would I sit home all day, right, and not do nothing? Why not use my time constructively to make money? Now, let me be clear. It's automated. Automated. E-commerce is automated. It's not like I got to keep going around and say, hey, you want to buy this? Hey, no. The advertisement does that. And as I always tell people, if you don't run ads, then you can't add any money to your pockets. So that's all you got to do is set up your advertisement, supply and demand, know what your customers or clients are looking for, you know, and give them a premium product or service, and they'll buy it or they'll pay for it as it relates to clientele. You see, and real estate is pretty much every month you're getting paid. It's not like I got to run around here. You know what I'm saying? Now, at first, initially, you got to find a tenant. But again, automation. You put it out there on Zillow, man. Somebody, let me tell you, we've been doing this for years. I promise to goodness, every single time we rented out a property, we had to turn people down. It was so many people coming looking for somewhere to stay. I'm talking about every property, no exaggeration. You know what I'm saying? So there's an automation part on that. You do got to put the information out there. You do got to vet your tenants. That's if you don't have a rental property company, a property management company to do that. If you're doing it yourself, trying to save a little money, then of course you're gonna have to, put in a little work, for that to happen. But you still don't have to get up every single day to go to a job when you got real estate. Enough passive income coming in from real estate for you to not have to work. So
That's spot on. Because when you your own boss, that's retirement.
Yeah.
You know, because that's my goal is to retire from the corporate world, which I did. But that was always the goal. Is I don't want to work for anybody else, man. I want to work for my own company and my own legacy, and build it up. And yeah, man, I think that's dope. Everything that you're doing. You got a financial services, Sky Legacy Financial Services. So we've touched on real estate, we've touched on e-commerce, we've touched on life insurance. So is that the encompass, or is there more? What is Sky Legacy Financial Services?
Yes, that's actually a part of it. Sky Legacy Financial Services. What we do is we provide families with the financial tools that they need in order for them to build a financial shelter for generations. That's what our business slogan is, So life insurance is definitely a part of that. We also refer individuals to estate planners to help them to get their trust established. We have people in our network circle that can help you to get your business credit, business funding, set up. Additionally, to be able to fix your personal credit, so we have partnered with other brothers and sisters in the community to refer you all to where it encompasses even investing. I have a friend, he's literally a certified financial advisor with a security license. That means that he can help you to invest in stocks, help you about trading. He literally has his license, so I have people in my circle like that. So Sky Legacy Financial Services is just not my wife and I, it's a pool of financially educated individuals that can help you establish that financial structure to truly help you to create generational wealth.
It's good that you have like a network of resources to, plug your clients into, because of course you specialize in certain things, and it's always good to be able to have, that partner or that resource to be able to send your clients to get that specialized help in some things that you may not be well versed in, which is totally understood. And everybody, check out meetbockarie.com to check out all of his links and everything, because this guy is super plugged in. Global network here, that's where him and E kind of linked up in their network and everything. So yeah, definitely check out his website, and he'll definitely hook you up, everybody. But yeah, as we come to a close, Bockarie, E, do you have any closing comments for him? I know we put up on this hour.
Yeah,
it's been a great talk,
bro. It was, man, and my people out there are definitely being blessed by with the words that you stated so far, bro. So we really appreciate you blessing the channel, the show, all the support that you give us.
Thank you.
Tell us this. I always want, because we're big on goals here at the WTF, man. We believe if you don't have a goal, you don't have nothing. So what is the goal for Bockarie? What is the final product? What does that look like? Like, where are you going? Like, give us the big picture, man. You, your wife, your team, like, what it look like? 10x in 10 years from now, 20, however you want to, do your goal. But what's next for you, man, on with what goals you got set?
I love that question, man. For us not to have to, as a CEO and my wife being an executive, not being able to go into the office at all, not needing to go into the office at all, rather. You know what I'm saying? So because what I come to find is that as an entrepreneur, if you don't have an exiting strategy, you will be no different than an employee. Because you become a slave to your business.
Yep.
Yes.
That's the reason why setting up the structure for you to be able to, like Bill Gates did. A lot of people, he stepped down. A lot of people don't even know that as a CEO, you can hire a CEO and pay him or her to run your business. So with that being said, that's the ultimate goal, man, is to sip lemonade in the shade and just get some equity out of the business, work out a partnership with the oncoming CEO that we see is fit to run the family business, and to be able to go do whatever we want to do when we want to do it, for how long we want to do it for, and
Ooh,
not have to go in that office no more. There
man,
you
you talking to me.
Freedom.
Oh,
go.
that's what I'm saying. To be able to do what you want to do when you want to do it for how long you want to do it for. Man, that's music to my ears, bro. Hey, I love it, man. I love what you're doing out there. You know, the family and the legacy and wealth. And we need more people like you in the communities, man. We
Thank
need
you.
more people like you on in the social communities, and bigging you up, because we see all the trash out there, but it's brothers like you, it's brothers like us that are really out here helping people, man. And I love how we collaborate, and it's not about competition. It's all about collaboration
That's
and
right.
really building us up, man, because we are such a great force when we're together. I mean, we're a force when we're apart, but when we come together, we truly become a force that them 62, 65%. Man, how I do that, Demetrius?
I don't know what you
The
did.
hell just happened, man?
Spitting that fire, man. Spitting that
Yeah. I don't know how I did that. But no, man, hey, that's how I'm feeling right now, seriously, because I love the energy, man, and keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you, brother.
Dimitri is definitely gonna wrap us up, man. But we so appreciate
Okay.
you, bro.
Thank
We
you.
definitely
We
gonna stay
appreciate
linked
you
up. We're
too, for my
looking
wife
for
and I.
yeah, absolutely. And we're looking for ways to partner with you, bro. When you have events coming up and different things, always let the WTF know, man, because
Oh
we
man, thank
love
you.
your
Thank
support,
you.
bro. And we here to support you also. But
Thank you,
thank
family.
you, thank you, man. We
You're
really
welcome.
appreciate
My
you.
pleasure. And thank you too.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Dimitri, you got us, man.
Yeah, Mr. Bockarie, before we close, I want to open up the floor one last time. If you have any closing remarks,
Sure.
if you want to reiterate anything you have going on, any events, any motivational things that you want to say, whatever you want, the floor is yours.
Well, we live the way we think, family, and just keep that in mind that, you are in control of your life. Whatever you accept is what you'll get. If you accept poverty, then that's what you'll get. But if you accept prosperity, then that's what you get. So remember, you're in control of your life. You are the master of not only your destiny, you're the master of your present, which affects your future.
Amen, my brother. Hey, and on that note, everybody, I know y'all got some great information. Hopefully, y'all go home and take some action on the knowledge that y'all just gained, because action is everything. And we thank Mr. Bockarie one more time for his time on this very busy day for him. Even if it wasn't, he could have been spending it doing anything else, but he was here giving us, blessing us with his time. So we thank you once again, sir.
You're welcome,
And
brother.
everybody go out and check out his website, www.meetbockarie.com. That's all of his information. Go ahead and check him out. Solicit all of his services, because he is that guy. All
Thank
right,
you.
y'all. So, and until next podcast, always remember that WTF not only means what's the formula, but it also stands for our mantra, which is winning takes focus.
Focus.
And
All
until
right.
next podcast,
Love it.
everybody, stay focused and keep winning. Peace.
Peace, y'all.